in 2 minutes. Thank you. Delay. We will be joined by Lee Waters, Assembly Member, at some point today, but the Children's Committee has taken a little bit longer. So we were hoping to start at 12:30, but we thought rather than keep people waiting, you have been very patient. Although there's been lunch as well, which always helps, but you've been very patient. And so we thought we would start. We will be joined by some of the Assembly members in due course. So thank you very much. I'm Scott Ruddock. I'm a Director with TACT. We're here today with our colleagues to launch a really important partnership. I won't say more than that because we've got a number of speakers today. So without any further ado, I will introduce our first speaker, who's Jason Baker from Bernardo's.
Thank you, Scott. Right, let's hope the technology works. Okay. Well, although Lee's not here yet, I would like to thank Lee for sponsoring today's event, and it's nice to see so many people here today that are involved in improving outcomes for looked after children. It is a pleasure to be sharing the stage also with Action for Children and TACT, and the aim of today is to raise awareness of the needs of looked after children in Wales. So over the last 13 years, the numbers of looked after children have steadily increased. Last year, there were over 5,600 placements required for children, and this included children placed with family and friends. For charitable foster care providers, the number that we are most concerned with is the 560 children that required 3 or more placement moves. As charitable foster care providers, we often hear many words that are used to describe these children. However, to us, we refer to them as our priority children. I'm now going to show you a short film and introduce you to a young lady called Amy that entered the looked after system a couple of years ago. I would like to warn you in advance that there's quite a powerful theme through the video, and if anybody's affected by it, please come and speak to me.
The children have often had really difficult beginnings, sometimes going through transgenerational difficulties, etc. So we very much believe in collaboration. This is a beginning, a start, if you like, and one that we feel is very important and can lead to great things in the future in terms of working together. And at the heart of that, I'd like to introduce you to Tracy, one of Ashford Children's foster parents, who's transferred to us.
Something that I thought really benefits my child. As it turned out, it not only transformed his life, but mine.
All the way from London to join us. We haven't pulped the manifesto yet, sure if we're going to need it again soon, so we're hanging on to it, so please take copies and have a good read, and please talk to Jasmine afterwards. That joke was for the AMs, but is there not? But I'm absolutely delighted to be here today at the launch of the CFP partnership. The CFP partnership is about prioritising collaboration, not competition. We know in Wales that a huge amount of money is wasted every year in unnecessary competition. We have numerous fostering agencies in the independent sector, all competing with one another to recruit from the same pool of prospective foster carers. We all get agencies who promote business models that encourage the poaching of foster carers, often with children in placement from one agency to another for financial gain. What we know is this: there's nothing at all to actually tackle some of the challenges that Jason talked about earlier. It does nothing to overall increase the numbers of foster carers in Wales. And in fact, what it does, some of that practice and restricts growth, restricts us growing the numbers of foster carers by wasting resources and valuable recruitment budgets on that sort of activity, rather than facing the bigger picture together and making sure that we're growing foster carers in Wales for all of the children. We know that when we work together, we do achieve amazing things, and we are here today as the 3 agencies with a commitment to work together wherever and whenever we can for the best outcomes for children across Wales. When we do work together, as I say, we have achieved amazing things. Matt talked about the lottery bid that we won around about 2015. These 2 agencies, along with Foster Network and BAF, bid for and won over £4.5 million to provide therapeutic foster care training across Wales. Lots of children in Wales have benefited from that and continue to benefit from it. More recently, individually as agencies, we have bid for and won funding for projects such as mentoring, supporting children who are at risk of sexual exploitation, and skills group training. Now, all of this shows that together we have a huge potential to bring money into Wales rather than take money out. Together there's a huge potential to grow and fund new services for children in care, benefiting Wales and benefiting our children. However, the charitable fostering in Wales has struggled, and we have struggled for some years now. It's fair to say that we have struggled in the face of the huge multinational, multi-million-pound corporations that now dominate the sector in Wales. Attacked, we believe in an alternative. We believe that you need the choice. You need the choice of a strong, growing and robust charitable sector to provide a real alternative and to give you a sustainable future. And to talk a little bit more about that, I'm very proud to introduce Spencer Lewis. Spencer is a young person who grew up in foster care in Wales and he now works really hard with agencies such as TACT and NIAS to campaign for improvements. So, Spencer, thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, and thanks Scott for inviting me to speak here. It was a really nice sunny day. As a former looked after a young person, I've long campaigned for a better service for children and young people. It is exciting to see 3 amazing charities coming together to strengthen the work that they do. Ultimately, this will benefit the lives of children and young people, but it will also benefit us all by bringing us value for money and care that is not for profit, based on the very values that brings us all here today. Social care in Wales changes to its economic climate. What we are faced with is the challenge to make money stretch further and to try and keep the same standard of care for everyone. Moving with the times, making improvements to the way that service delivers benefits those who need it most. From the top down, we look at budgets and service delivery. We from time to time may outsource as demands may well be beyond what we can sustain. But what we forget is to look from the bottom up, starting with the children and the young people in receipt of service. The foster carers and the social workers working on the front line. Are they getting the best deal here? What about those who have had their resources stretched because funding is just not there? But the funding is there. It just requires innovation for it to be found. It requires reviewing what we are doing and improving efficiency. What is often lost when we're juggling so many demands is the opportunities that are missed. We lose sight of the bigger picture and what should be the core aim of every essence of what we do: improving outcomes for looked after children and young people. But how can we achieve such when we aren't investing in the service as a whole or investing in ourselves? People who come to work in this sector come not for profit, but to make a real difference to the lives of those that they work with. We have to face the realities that the current model is not the way forward, not for Wales and not for the UK as a whole. The disadvantaged are not for profit. Wales needs to ensure that we continue to get value for money and that public money goes straight into the heart of what we believe in. What I believe is that every local authority has a duty to ensure that money spent is reinvested in social care and benefits those who need it and not line the pockets of the few who hold investments. It does nothing for us. It doesn't raise the standards of social care. It just meets our demands and nothing more. But we have a charitable sector whose ethos is not one for profit, but to make a difference, who believe in raising the standards of care, whose values date back the centuries and have stood the test of time. There is so much to gain from investments in these sectors. Better services for children and young people who are cared for, money which invests in them and the frontline workers that deliver the service. And with this shift, we can begin to ensure that the thresholds for care don't raise because of budget restraints. We can ensure that early intervention has all the support that it needs to protect children and to prevent them from needing to come into the system at all. And we can ensure that the future is sustainable. What we've heard today is that the numbers are rising, the challenges are not subsiding, and foster carers are getting older. We heard of Amy, who needed foster carers to care for her, but without them, Amy could have been lost in the system. But we can choose to build better futures for all children and young people who are looked after. And as corporate parents, we should always strive for the best.